I'm back again. So, how are you guys doing? I have a problem with looking at the camera, so I gotta try to start practicing to look at the camera, not looking down. So, I keep checking the monitor. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? I just wanted to come by again today. It's now 8:33 p.m. and it's 83 degrees. So if you hear the fan, that's me because I have hot flashes. I don't know. I'm going through the change. And so I just wanted to come by because, sometimes you want to give encouraging words. And at night, sometimes I usually say a little prayer. And I just, if it's encouraging to anyone. So I just always say, to the Most High of compassion as I lay down tonight. Wrap me in your presence. Let my body rest, my mind be still, and my spirit be renewed. I have to still look at the camera, trying. I have the wandering eyes. May I wake with strength and gratitude for the gift of another day. So, to the Most High of compassion, as I lay down tonight, wrap me in your presence. Let my body rest. Let my mind be still, and my spirit renewed. May I wake with strength and gratitude for the gift of another day. It's so deep to me because I was always told I feel so sensitive. I'm so sensitive, and I don't know where to put myself. If I would put myself as clear, empathetic, I don't know if that's a thing, but I always feel deeply about certain things, and that's why I wanted to see who I can relate to, who I can connect with, like minds. I always came off as wayward, so I know I'm not that strange because there's so many people I can relate to online that talk about certain things that I relate to. So I'm just like, okay, I know I'm not going cuckoo here, but people may beg to differ, what have you. But I've just been noticing certain patterns, and when I started with the spirituality, because it is nighttime, and I just feel like in my spirit, I keep feeling somebody in my spirit. Like every time I post, I don't know if it's gonna make sense. Excuse me, let me get some water. Every time I post, every time I come online, like I was saying earlier in my video, I have posted a video. It was a little lengthy, so excuse me. It was about an hour long. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I was talking about wrapping up basically the situation with mother-daughter relationship, me going through the motions. The first video uploads I dropped was so heavily emotional, so I could see how it would be critiqued, how it wouldn't get no traction, maybe, or whatever. I'm not putting a negative out there, but maybe it probably would get viewed one day. But I guess because I'm so strong and opinionated, it probably came off as a little bit abrasive. Some people don't like when people are in such a conviction and very opinionated, or just powerful on their beliefs and the things that they believe in, and then being kind of closed off, easy to shut people out and things like that. So some people, don't know how to take that, or when you're vocal about your family or the family dynamic, or being negative, or talking about behaviors that's uncomfortable for most people to talk about. So that was mainly what I talked about in that hour-long video, kind of giving like a little synopsis about things I like, and things that's happening in personal life situations that kind of coincide with the things I was going through, and talking about healing. And that nightly prayer always helps me get through the night. And then also, like, when I would cleanse and stuff like that, I always try to have like conviction in what I do, so when I talk about it, it's not something that's too far off. Because people like to pretend, people like to act like, whatever, they jump on a trend and they feel like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, this, that, the third. Or in competition with things that's trending and they want to jump on it, like piggyback on each other and stuff like that. And that wasn't gonna be something I felt. Well, I don't feel comfortable anyway following, so that's another thing. Um, so I always like to be in my own, and it's not to be indifferent or to have opposition or just being a rebellious person, because that's what they like to say. They like to call it rebellion, being rebellious or going against the norms, society norms. You just want to be in opposition. You just want to be difficult or whatever people like to bring up the narrative. And then I hate the fact that people like to always just be quick to look into you and try to evaluate and study you. And oh, you laugh, you're probably not confident about yourself. No, I laugh because I'm jolly. I laugh because I like to laugh. I'm a giggly person. Especially you get to know me. I'm silly, I like humor, I like jokes. I'm different, I'm multifaceted. So I'm not gonna be in a box. I'm not gonna look like a spiritual person supposed to look. I'm not gonna be that person that's always gonna be in the green. You could agree to disagree. You don't have to whatever I'm saying is law or what have you. It's just me being me and trying to find people that relate to me, and then also to me with the goddess energy, and just being divine in my feminine power. That's basically what it is. And it's just raising a higher self of the way I think, and my worth, you know what I mean? Like, just on a different level. If you want to say soft girl era and wanting to be ethereal, like I want to get a whole bunch of different like robes and silks and cloths and like that. Like I want to be flowy and glowy and just on a different type tip. So if there's ladies that feel like that, like love to do headdress and wraps and wear silk scarves and just things that I did want to, but then I'm like, oh, I always thought about it as being like a older type look or as elderly, but now that I look at myself in a different lens, because I have become seasoned, I look at life differently, I think of things differently. I'm not so quick to jump on, okay baby, you can't come, my grandma's recording, love you. Alright, see ya. Okay, bye. And so, excuse me, I should have paused, but it's real life. So, but yeah, that's just a way of what I think and wanting to emulate now. Like, this is a thing that I want to be, and I can't even really put it in words because I get kind of speechless, because I'm just passionate about it, passionate about it. And also to just with the praise, like if I want to be in a godly image and be sacred, to be covered. Even if I had a video that showcased dancing and then the midriff or the torso is out, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And in a certain aspect where it's like dance and it's giving a spiritual meaning, and you're paying homage to the people before you. And even if you have a feeling about that, I think that's something wrong, because I feel like we should always celebrate the people that came before us, that passed on. And even if you don't believe in spirituality to that point where you can connect with your ancestors, or you feel like the spirit is guiding you. If you don't believe that, that's fine. But I've had a lot of situations where I know that somebody is protecting me in some kind of way, because I will give you a good truthful story. So like I was saying in my other videos, I don't know if anybody is following. Thank you if you are new to the channel, or if you following me, or you are listening to my stories. So basically, when I was going through my homeless transition, I noticed that when I was like living when I was living in my car, I would be in a dark parking lot, right? So after like it was a casino parking lot. So after the casino parking lot got like less in traffic, less visitors coming, um, and I'm starting to get kind of cozy, and like it's time to then go to sleep and get myself ready for the next day. And there would be people like passing by the car. So I didn't have tinted windows or anything. So sometimes I would get like a plastic bag, like a garbage bag, and put it on the windows so we can block it, which would make it even more hot, because like I said, in the desert, Vegas is hot. So anyway, and I would put, excuse me, I'm sorry if I'm snapping or whatever. I need to stop that with the excuse, like, oh my God, excuse me. It's human nature. So I would put like plastic bags on the windows and stuff so you couldn't see inside the vehicle. But sometimes we remove the plastic, it would get hot, it would trap heat. And I remember seeing a man looking in the window. And I'm like, what could you be looking in my window? So I always had like what are those things called? The club. I don't know if you're anybody, it's old school. The young people might not know, but it's like a club that you put on the steering wheel, and like you push it up as a lock, and it has a key, and you kind of like adjust it to the wheel so nobody can drive off whatever they need the key to break it. Or no, they would need a key to open it in order to release the lock on the steering wheel. So anyway, the guy's looking in the car, and I'm just looking like, why are you here? So I get so livid, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, my daughters. And I get out the car, and I remember, like, I don't know what got into me, but it was like I just got up, and I had all this like a how can I explain? My voice got boisterous. I'm loud by nature, but like it got so boisterous to the point where the guy walked so fast away from me. He was like, yo, what? Like, I don't know. The beast got loose, and I yelled, and you could hear, like, I could hear it echoing, like, all the way down a couple blocks. That's how it was, like an empty lot, So my voice, it carried. And then, in the dark, and it's in the night, they say your sound carries. So, and late at night you can hear stuff, a lot of noises and stuff. And nice, everything's so quiet, whatever. And I seen the guy like a few days after that, and this guy was walking so fast. So that's why I was saying that I feel the presence of the Lord. Like I feel, the Most High. There's something there. I really can't explain to you what I felt, but I felt like he, if it's a he, she, I don't, it just jumped, like something went inside me. I got so powerful. It's not no devil, it's not no evil. It was like protection, but I came with like power. So when I say like my ancestors or somebody, because I was having dreams where I don't know if it's like my heritage or the people before me, but they were dressed in brown, and they had like kufis, like how Muslims wear. Oh my God, I don't know the proper word for it. Is it kufi? I'm not sure, but it's a little it's like a hat. It's kind of like a military, like cut off. There's no brim, but it's just like, a regular, like, I don't know the name to call it. But however, if he was walking with a staff and then another, like, it's two males, but they have brown, like, long brown robes, and he slapped me across the face. This is no lie. And I was like, I don't know what that meant. Or it was like, get out of this stupidness, get out of this rut that you're in, get out of this sleeping in the car, figure out something. But it was like I was so defeated, and I just, because had two jobs, you know what I mean? And but they were part-time jobs. And then I remember the lady that I was working for, she was like, oh, I didn't know if you wanted to get work. And I'm like, I already told you I'm living in my car, so whatever you could give to me. But there was times like if I left the car, I was scared that somebody was gonna steal the car, break into the car, or the car would get towed away. Like every time I left, I came back, because I didn't always drive the car to and from work. I would leave the park so I could save gas, and then so we could heat up the car if it was cold, or cool off the car and things like that. So it was a really tough time, and I know getting through it. And people would say, "Oh my goodness," and I would share a story. And sometimes I know it's annoying that people are like, "Why are you venting to strangers?" Or if you go to work, like that's not, you have to read the room and all the stuff. But I broke the rules. I didn't really care. I like whoever would listen, I talk. But if they didn't care about it and they talked about me afterwards, I really didn't care about that neither. Hey, people are gonna gossip. People are gonna say stuff about you. There's nothing you can do about that. Excuse me. And it is what it is, right? So, the whole thing of it is, it's just spirituality to me is what brought me out of the mud. I want to say, like, I was in the dark, gritty, grimy trenches, murky waters where I thought I was never going to come out of. And like I said, having certain habits and stuff that I talked about. I have so many stories that I probably should go on Facebook and read out to you guys, that because there's so much stuff that happened that I would just get a burst of my memory would come, and I'll just be jotting things down or remembering things. And then also to try not to also stay on the past, but to bring up the past and just realize how far I've come and the growth that I have. So that's what I always push myself, and I admire myself for that. So that's the only thing that I wanted to come and share stories, because I've heard, I will hear about things where people, like, they will falter, they lose hope, they go the other route, they become, things that they don't want to do, but they're doing it out of survival. And so I just wanted to really feel like my story had, it could be mediocre to you, but it's important to me, and I feel like I have importance to share it, because I feel really convicted that it would help change, or somebody will be related to it, and it might help someone in their life. Because when you have your back against the wall and you're not susceptible to doing things that's out of your character, and still stay strong and still go through your independence without, well, you're looking for self-sufficiency, and you're not being codependent on things. So those times where I was waiting for aid, sleeping in my car, waiting, going and standing on the line, hearing that the bed is not available, and going back to sleep in the car, and just because it's dangerous. It's not no like safe thing to be in your car in the streets with children in the car. So that is something that I always would like give myself a pat on the back. I have had people, like I said, help me, but it got to the point where it was greediness. I wasn't even comfortable. I was being used, and it was like so ridiculous. So it's like you rather be on your own. And sometimes I can see how people end up being homeless, and they're just like, I'd rather just stay in my own. I know I'm not going to be accommodated with certain amenities and have luxury as far as getting to have a shower when I want or food when I want. But you know what I mean? Like the sense of having peace of mind without people of coming to and be intrusive and invading your mental space to ridicule you or try to tell you how to live. And it's okay sometimes to take advice, or as they say, constructive criticism with somebody on the outside looking in to kind of give you that broad perspective that, okay, maybe you're doing this wrong and maybe you should try this, and there's nothing wrong with keeping your mind open for that. But there's times where you realize that people just want you because you can provide a service and that's why you're there. And usually it's either monetary value or something to benefit their personal, situations. And I'd be like, listen, I'm not about to be a babysitter or your personal housekeeper because, you want me to stay with you. No, well, in order for me to stay with you, that's what I got to do, and plus I have to pay you. So, notice stuff like that, whatever. And I've grown from that, and I forgive, and I move on, and I just don't say anything. But there's times where, you just remember a story, and you go on your mental health journey, you go in the archives, and you're like, damn, that situation was really messed up. And then you realize that, okay, I didn't heal all the way because I shouldn't even reflect on, anything negative to this point because look how far you've come. But sometimes those things, like where, they say skeletons in the closet, those things still kind of fester. They still they still come to the surface. You try to bury it as much as you can, but they still end up coming to the surface. So I realized that was my growth, because there was times where I was able to just transform all the pain and put it into passions. And so I would like have different things that I'll be all over the place with, but it was helping me to cope. So that's how I came back again, because I found motivation and ambition in the AI. That's why I use it a lot. I know sometimes it kind of cuts off and it's not always like smooth because I'm still using apps that are free with it. But I know once I get to that plateau where I can be a little bit more professional on that end, and I can do certain apps, because everything is money. You have, like, it takes money to make money, right? So you got to do all these things. So I came on here, and it's also a good practice for me because, like I said, I'm gonna keep going. So even if I have the 2 views or the 1 view, whatever, and there's somebody trying to block me or whatever the case might be, or people that's not taking a liking to me or what have you, I'm still gonna try different avenues. Like, I ain't gonna shut it off because I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be getting, because I know I'm gonna get it. And that's the whole thing of having ambition. And people be mad about your ambition and be upset that you're going to keep on going. Like, why should I stop? What is it your business? Even if you don't like somebody and they're doing something, they still going to live their life. Like, still have to live their life. Like, I don't understand why it's a big issue when people are trying to showcase themselves or do things, So I just keep saying to myself, like, why are you in my energy? Why are you continuously trying to block me? Why are you still trying to throw salt my way? Like, why are you, what is the whole issue? And I can still feel you in my spirit. Like, you just got a problem. Like, what's the deal? So at the end of the day, I'm the type of person where I'm like, yo, the haters is my gas. Like, you fill me up, my tank is full, and I'm about to keep on going like a trucker. Like, you got me messed up, bro. It ain't gonna stop. So, like, the more you keep on trying to throw salt, I'm gonna just keep on going. Like, it's not nothing, like, or whatever. 1 view, 2 view, 5 view, 4 view, it's still going through as a view. So that's just making me like, no, even if I have 1 person and I got 100 subscribers and there's only like 4 people, I'm still winning. That's how I look at it. Even if it's bad eye or it's evil eye or they looking at me to laugh at me, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing. I eat those. So I'm just, when I look at my healing, I just know that I'm prepared for whatever, whether if it's negative, whether if it's positive, and you showing me love, you giving me hate, you throwing me bad eye, you giving me evil eye, you doing black magic, whatever you think you could do, it ain't gonna stop me because I've been through it. I ain't been through it all. I'm learning every day, and I don't know it all. I do try to be in the know, but I know I love God, and nobody gonna take that from me and tell me that, oh, Ash, and say subliminal things and try to throw salt or whatever, like just because you feel you holier than thou, and because I'm a little hood and I'm holy and I talk stuff or whatever the case might be, or you might hear me slip out a little profane word here and there, whatever. It don't matter to me, because the things that's going on when I'm in my personal peace and in my solitude, I know I'm hearing that it says share, speak your truth, share your story. I would encourage anybody that has the confidence to come on here and be real. I don't have time to be worrying about what other people got to say. It's not your life I'm living, baby. It's God that gave me the life. He gave two people to bring forth this one person, and I came here and I got life, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm taking it for every moment that is worth for me to enjoy. The good, the bad, all of that. So whoever feels that I don't deserve, or I don't need to be on this platform, or I'm talking nonsense, you don't want to hear what I gotta say, and you ugly, or whatever the case might be, sweetheart, or homeboy, it ain't matter. It ain't gonna matter. I'm here. Once I got the breath in my body, I'm gonna continue, because I feel like all the things you put out in the universe, when you're manifesting, when you're looking to follow your dreams, and you believing in yourself, you got ambition, you got drive, keep it going. I'll clap for people like that. You keep on going. You hear me? Keep it up. Because nobody can stop your shine. And that's my main thing with my goddess theory. With because I know it's people before me. It's not like I made it up or anything, whatever. I never said I made up anything, but at the end of the day, this is something I like to do. I want to do it, and that's it. So throwing salt on people, throwing hate, pretending like you know somebody, acting like the person is still they're in their past, and you think you know, and I know. She ain't. Listen, that's foolishness. All right. You don't know people like how you think you know. Because there's things that people do, and I be like, damn, I would have never thought, excuse my language, I would have never thought she did that. I would have never thought he did that. And people do things, and they shock you, and you're like, whoa. So you can't say that you holding on to somebody and saying, oh, I know who she is, and I know she gonna do this, and I know where she come from, and I know she a 304 and all this stuff. Shut up. If you ain't there witnessing it, and you ain't here and seeing with your own eye, I don't see what you could be really speculating about people. And I probably sound a little bit strong, and you're probably like, what's going on with her? She just flipped. Because I know that whoever is watching, because I could feel it in my spirit now, I know I ain't feeling nothing. I know I ain't going crazy. I know that for sure. Because this is a spirit-taking world. And this is why I chose this path of spirituality, because I done had people come for me and done do some wickedness, done put their hand in my hair. I didn't even know that was a thing, when people touching your scalp. I didn't even know it was a thing, letting people or taking gifts and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you, there's so much things that I did not know that I know to the present, and I really am cautious. I'm cautious with who I'm around. I'm cautious with who I watch. I'm cautious with the music I listen to. I'm cautious with so many things now in my life. So that will make me a loner, because the experience that I've had in the past with opening my heart, being cool to people, what's the word? Extending myself to people, spreading myself thin, had nothing left, empty vessel, nothing in the glass, dry, dust, nothing left. So at the end of the day, when I come forward, know that it's very genuine. Know that it's might be taken with a grain of salt. You might screw up your face like, ugh, what if whatever. I'm still going. I'm still going to keep on going. And so I suggest anybody that, you got haters out there, or you got people that's throwing salt, or you got people trying to block you for your ambition, or they got people trying to humble you and tell you that you can't do XYZ. Let me tell you something. You keep that light burning. You keep that light, that fire inside of you. Keep it burning. You keep shining. You hear me? You keep on showing up. You might have a bad day. We all have bad days. I probably have, out of the 7 days, 6 days bad days. But I still keep on. You know why? Because I woke up. I woke up. I got a roof over my head. I got clothes to put on. I got a shower. I got food to eat. And I got life. And then that makes me even more hopeful, because I know when I wake up the next day, I got another chance to make another day. Ain't that something? That's what I'm talking about. And that's how I feel about the Lord. He gave me so many chances, to the point where I was near death experiences, car accidents, a man trying to kill me, put a gun in my mouth. A man robbed me, put a gun in my face. I've been looking down barrels so that I can't remember. I done been jumped on. People done called mad people for one person. You name it, I'm telling you. And I'm trying to be PG-13, because it gets gruesome. Okay? But I'm here, and I know that, like I said, this ain't no honky tonk. I don't even know why I said that. This ain't no jive talking. This ain't no, subscribe so I can get your money. This ain't that. This is me knowing that the universe is going to pay me. Knowing that God got me, because this is a long time coming. It's just me stagnating myself, worried about people, what they got to say. Took me a long time to swallow that pill, to say, oh, what? Why are you worried? When God is providing for you. When you hungry, when you sick, when you down, when you out, you got nothing to show, who there for you? When I close my eyes and I say and I give thanks and I give praise for the abundance and the gratitude, boom, he there. He, she, cat, dog, he there. So as long as I feel something, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to record, and I'm going to post. And I hope that I'm the hostess with the most. Nah, that was corny. I told y'all I'm corny. But I be feeling it myself. And everybody should feel themselves. You know why? Because we on this earth, right? We was given life. And yeah, it get hard. I cried. I done came online and cried. Y'all done see me ugly. I might be ugly to you right now. But you think I care? Because why? When I turn off the camera, you ain't got to see me no more. And you ain't got to subscribe. You ain't got to look at me. None of that. So, And I don't say that with, oh, you being negative on yourself, you're talking down on yourself. You're not going to get anybody to listen to you with that attitude. No. It's just a simple fact that when you believe in yourself, there's so many possibilities. Can't nobody tell you nothing. When you put your mind to it, and that's a real thing. This thing here, this beautiful thing we got here, amazing. It can keep you trapped. It can keep you from living life. It can help you push forward. It can help you build an empire. It can help you build a community. It can help you heal. It can help you invent. It can help you create, innovate. You name it. So when I'm coming on here, it's going to be about motivation. It's going to be about pushing forward. It's going to be about lighting that ambition. The light inside of you is going to be talking about the most high source, things that make you feel good in your life, things that you want to do, love who you want to love, whatever feels good is where I'm at. That's the vibes. So when I came with the shadow thing, I felt the vibes like, oh no, this devil. It ain't got nothing to do with evil. When I came with the darkness, it ain't got nothing to do with evil. This is all life. Yin and yang, light and dark, day and night. All go together, co-hand. But you can't have one without the other. And that was my point. So when I feel the energy, it's just like, wow, this is crazy. Now, we live in a society, we live in a place where if I was twerking and clapping my cheeks, I'll get negative connotation, but I'll get the subscribers. If I was talking about gossip, I would get the subscribers. If I was talking about anything that is dark or anything that's of negative connotation, or I'm coming on here bashing or whatever, here comes the crowd. I just noticed that's like a thing. Nobody want to really be on a positive unless you're like following trends, unless you're like saying, oh, I'm Christian, and so because but I say that and I have a label, I fall under the umbrella of being accepted with the norm or the crowd. And it's like, no, I don't got time for that. I ain't coming here for that. So I came here for the people that wants to hear real life situations, things that have to do with real life, transforming, alchemizing, manifesting, speaking of higher learning, edifying your mind, all the higher values of self-worth to make a better you. Now, I share my stories to tell you how I overcame all the things, all the adversities, all my testimonies. But I will do it in parables, in different segments, so you can kind of get, I can't do all at once, and then especially how I'm learning now to be more of a fluent speaker. So I'm not as jumbled or stirring or not getting to finish my sentence, and know that I'm giving you good communication so you can comprehend where I'm coming from. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. But I just wanted to come and share that healing prayer that always makes me feel good in the night, and as well as smudging and clearing the air and meditating, clearing the mind. I feel like that's necessary, especially in this day and age, especially with all the things that's going on. Like, sometimes I try to not dwell on it, not look at the news. I really don't like the news. I feel like it's television anyway. It just keeps syndicating the same old things and keep you in fear. I feel like it's always have you worried. I remember I used to be watching like ID and 48 Hours, all that stuff, and you get, and I kind of like had a phobia where I'm like, oh my God, I can't be a certain place at night, especially when you get robbed and stuff. You just start to have trauma and get anxiety. When you get in a certain place, like I always kept looking over my back and stuff, or somebody get too close, I'm like, oh, and on my peripheral, and oh God, it was terrible. But I overcame that. I overcame where I was in car accidents, and I didn't want to drive because I was paranoid. Like I always thought something was I was gonna die in a big highway accident. Let me tell you, I've been through so much things that I know that the Lord is telling me, and not telling me verbatim, more like a spiritual feeling. I feel it. I know it. I feel when things are coming to me in a bad way. I get dreams. I get so much dreams that tell me about people that I haven't even like been with, but I get warned to not even go forth. Like it's crazy. So that's why I'm coming on here, and I'm gonna seem crazy. I probably might seem like a bad person. I might seem like, oh yeah, you just want the dollars. You talking for the dollars. That will come. I mean, and that could come from me going to an interview and getting a nice paying job or whatever. That could come from me one day probably getting an idea and I got a product and I could sell. So it could come either way. So like the fact that people be trying to throw salt when people is trying to do things and believe in themselves is crazy to me. It's like crazy work is this nasty work. Is just like, what's the point? But I guess if you don't have haters, you ain't gonna be able to have the congratulators. So go ahead, I'm gonna drink the haterade. I'm gonna enjoy it because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna go and do what I gotta do. That's it. And everybody should do the same. Believe in yourself, man. I don't know why there's so much of a discouragement and why there's so many people that, might not want to come to this platform or feel like they don't want to share their story. I understand because, there's so many judges, there's so many people just ready to rip you apart. But rest assured, if you believe in yourself and you keep those high thoughts and you just keep going with the flow, knowing that your situation is temporary and it's going to get better, that is the way to be. And I'm going to end it there because, like I always say, I'm a chatterbox and I'm long-winded, but I love myself and you should love yourself too. And then that concludes this talk about healing, reflecting, and just believing in yourself. I would just want to wrap it up with there and just say peace, love, and light, gratitude, abundance, and just keep that light shining. Please, just keep that light shining to the Most High.